Hello, all of you cute beans out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Dungeons 2, which I've heard is incredibly different from the first and better, and it's been recommended to just skip the first. I did not skip the first, but now I am. So let's see how this one goes. Campaign.
It was time. The troops of the Absolute Evil had driven the Alliance back to their capital, King's Ending. The time for the final battle had arrived. Prepare to destroy the Alliance, and with it, all good in the land once and for all.
Not the kind of voice acting I would have expected on this. But let's see what's going on.
Once upon a time, there was a kingdom full of flowers and rainbows, where the sun shone all the time and there was loads of that goody-goody, lovey-dovey good people stuff going on. There, the alliance of abominably good people lived in unearned wealth and prosperity. But there was a path leading to a different place there. At the end of this path was a rock. There was a cave carved in this rock, in which the Absolute Evil lived. It wasn't a grubby, damp cave smelling of muck and mildew, but a deep, dark dungeon, so dark that even darkness itself was afraid of it. It was home to numerous innocent monsters, who enjoyed a happy, contented existence, living in complete harmony with their environment. But time and again, the sickening, sweet-smelling good visited this underworld in search of treasure and experience points.
This is
Many
not what
monsters
I was
found this to be the
expecting.
death of them, but much worse, the Absolute Evil's treasures were being stolen. One day, just as a few more heroes had finished plundering its dungeon, the Absolute Evil decided it had had enough, and decided to do something new, something quite monstrous. Go to the surface. The Alliance tried to resist, but the approaching horde just flowed over them like an angry wave of axes, teeth, and bad breath. After numerous unrelenting battles, the Absolute Evil finally stood before the Alliance's capital, King's Ending.
Okay, this... not at all what I was expecting for an opening. At all. So apparently we gave up on the whole, you know, attract heroes to the dungeon and farm them thing. Wait.
After countless battles, the forces of the Absolute Evil reached the Alliance capital, King's Ending. The lovable remnants of the forces of good had come here to make ready for the final battle. Evil would pay a high price indeed to storm those fortress walls, or so they thought. Suddenly, a rumble rose from deep within the earth. Stones burst asunder, revealing an ancient path into the depths. Out of the depths of Stygian darkness arises the invincible evil. With earth-shaking steps, the unstoppable evil began its trek towards the front. In the terribly improbable event that it may have forgotten how that works, a formidable help function has been provided.
Okay. So this is giving me strong Warcraft 3 vibes, which is a plus. I loved Warcraft 3. We're gonna adjust some of the sound, some of the volume. Wait, my evil laughter? Oh my god, this is... Okay, fair enough. I was not expecting to find that in the menu. I guess we'll go with Doctor now. Effects volume. We're gonna turn that down a lot. That was really loud. So yeah, that they've given me that it's giving me very, very strong Warcraft 3 vibes here. The prime evil, the ultimate evil, the invincible evil.
Absolute evil was also reflected in the land itself. Grass withered, and in places the ground tore open to reveal bubbling lava.
Excuse me, I wanted to walk there. Oh, every time I do damage, I just do 666 in damage. Nice.
Very flavorful.
Yes, yes.
Even the forest could not withstand the aura of the ultimate evil, and beat a hasty retreat.
These are rather adorable little...
Alliance units had entrenched themselves here. A determined absolute evil marched towards them in order to strike them down with its mighty weapon.
These are rather adorable little demonic creatures that are replacing all the cute bunnies and stuff.
Although a bit hesitant at first, the absolute evil eventually marched with determination towards the defenders in order to slay them. The absolute evil had discovered a medal. These legendary awards ensured a creature could be made even more powerful. Only one downside: the creature could only wear one at a time. Eyes ablaze with greed, the insidious evil gazed upon the blood-drenched battlefield. Here, the last defenders of good would die, and an age of evil begin.
Okay. I am now the prime evil. And also the insidious evil. And a bunch of other silly things.
Projectiles from the Alliance's catapults darkened the sky. But the Horde's fighting skills were at their best in darkness, if they survived.
I literally don't even have to worry about killing these guys. I just walk over them, they die.
Taking candy from a baby for the unstoppable evil. Absolute evil destroyed the defenders' camp in the east with the greatest of ease. Now, only one tiny camp offers any resistance to the absurdly evil evil. Even that won't be able to hold out for much longer.
Okay, this is
Absolute
just...
evil strode like a war god through the defenders' ranks and smote them with ease to the ground.
This is beautiful. If they manage, I hope so much that they manage to keep this up the rest of the game. You know, not necessarily being this easy, but, just the theming here.
The absolute evil destroyed the defenders' camp in the west with the greatest of ease. The defenders in front of the city had been beaten to a pulp and defeated. Now the time had come to attack King's Ending. The final battle beckoned. The city gate was firmly barricaded by the Alliance's archers. But the absolute evil would not allow itself to be held up by such a ridiculous impediment. So, go get them! Destroy them now! Ha 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 ha! Oh yes, sorry, stay in character. The absolute evil used its all-powerful magic to eliminate the artist and open the gates of the city.
Oh my god, this is great already.
Using its legend, wait for it, dairy powers, the absolute evil destroyed the impediment with ease.
Wait,
and simultaneously
wait.
eliminated a whole group of defenders. True story. The road to the capital was now clear. The absolute evil did not hesitate for even 1 nanosecond.
When he was saying wait a second, I was wondering if you can actually hold it and see how long.
Actually, the cowardly evil did hesitate.
What?
It would have waited in the city. Would its lousy defenders, which it previously had managed to slay in droves, suddenly come up with something more serious?
So, this, Warcraft 3, Stanley Parable, good vibes here. Good vibes.
Wasn't
Also-
expecting this kind
My spike wave does lead damage to them.
of. Oh my god!
Lost in thought, the contemplative evil didn't dare venture into the city. What if it were a trap? It had actually been suspiciously easy so far, almost like the first level of a video game.
And there's the breaking the fourth wall,
Insidious evil entered King's Ending. A small, pitiful group of defenders stood in its way. Suddenly, the doors of several houses in the city opened, and with a loud roar, defenders bore down on the rather surprised evil. An ambush.
Am I supposed to be surprised? I guess this is my surprised face. Okay, well, yeah, I'm loving this so far. This is fantastic.
The invincible evil had crushed the defenders. King's Ending had been defeated. At least, that's what it thought. Suddenly, the final heroes of the Alliance emerged from nowhere. Another ambush? Now, this was becoming very boring. But wait, this time it was different. Instead, the heroes raised their hands and started singing an incomprehensible chant. A magical ritual? This did not bode well. Well, actually, it bode the arrival of good things, great things, unless you happen to be the absolute evil.
Hello there, Blue. How you doing? Alright, well, I got victory
Somewhere
there.
in the depths of the dungeon, the ultimate evil awoke. It did not know what had happened, nor why it had awoken, but it longed for revenge.
A new subscriber arrives. It fills you with
Oh,
determination.
hey there, Izo.
Izoff just resubscribed for 10 months. Razim Dance.
Thank you so much for that resub and your 10 months of support. How you doing?
The
So,
last remaining heroes of
Oh.
the country joined forces and cast a powerful banishment spell. The absolute evil disappeared from sight with a threatening gesture, and a faint whispered, "I'll be back." could be heard coming from its lips. The absolute evil had been banished, and its essence shattered into several pieces. Its reign of terror had ended. The good people of the overworld rejoiced, and an era of peace began for the Alliance. The evil creatures were driven back into the underground, doomed to serve as cannon fodder for pleasure-seeking adventurers. Meanwhile, secreted away in the world's most inaccessible places, the last remains of the absolute evil were resting, never again to see the light of the overworld. Until today, that is. Somewhere deep under the earth, the ultimate evil awoke.
So far I am thrilled with this game, ISO, and I just started it. 15 minutes in and I am loving all of this so far.
And the hand of terror arose, controlled by the ultimate evil. Come on, hand of terror, arise, damn you! He thinks that exploring the surrounding area would be a sensible strategy. However, to do this, light would be required. Still not bright enough. An old throne room was revealed by the light. The circumstances remained a mystery. The hand of terror flew through the throne room, following each and every thought the ultimate evil had. After a few flying sessions, the ultimate evil was able to control the hand with ease. The time had come to call forth creatures who were completely devoted to it and would do its dirty work. Little snots were the dregs of each and every dungeon and spent their time taking care of it. The expansion-mad evil hired one snot on the spot. The first little snot appeared. It was completely ready to work in the dungeon and to crawl in the dust before the ultimate evil. Little snots were important to the ultimate evil because they took care of many important little things, such as excavating new areas. The psionically gifted evil could sense the presence of something important that was buried to the south. It instructed its little snots to dig in that direction.
I'm not getting much opportunity for to get words in edgewise, but I am okay with this. The vibe of this game is on point.
As quick as a fart, the little snot made his way to the marked position and began to dig. Behold, the creatures of the overjoyed evil had apparently been much more industrious than it had thought. A great dungeon was revealed behind the wall. Everything was already in place. Doors, traps, a well-filled treasury. Oh, wait. Treasury? And where, if you please, is this treasury? Oh well. One can't expect too much of these mindless little snots. First of all, some gold had to be dug out to make space for a treasury to be created. The hand of terror swiftly marked a few small gold veins so that the little snots could excavate them.
I don't know if I'd say better, but
As soon as the gold vein was selected, a little snot immediately
it's great at
mined
least.
valuable gold for the greedy evil.
Wait. Apparently I got a whole bunch more of them now. I'm not sure what to expect from this game yet. The first one in this series was Dungeon Keeper-esque, but you were basically attracting heroes down in order to, you know, give them treasure and monsters to fight and all this other stuff, and then you kill them and harvest their soul energy. This is vastly different so far. And I am all here for it. But I don't know if I'd say it's better yet, because, again, I am only 15 minutes in. Or 20 minutes now, but, you know. It is beautiful at the
Once most of the gold had been
least.
mined, the Hand of Terror quickly created a treasury on the spot so that the precious metal could be safely stored. The clever evil mastered this task with flying colors. From now on, little snots could use the treasury to store mined gold. It was then at the greedy evil's disposal whenever more rooms needed to be built or new creatures recruited. Little snots were all well and good, but were too weak and cowardly to defend the dungeon. Since it was not able to defend itself, the ultimate evil would have to hire some orcs. But they would require food. Liquid food. Well, beer to be precise. So the next important thing to build was a brewery, and that would require some space to be created. The ultimate evil had the feeling that its servants were not really putting their backs into the work. Might a hearty slap from the Hand of Terror change that? The sadistic evil encouraged its creature to work a little faster, with a friendly but not at all gentle slap.
Really? I like Dungeon Keeper 2. I like both of the Dungeon Keeper games. War for the Overworld is amazing. If you like Dungeon Keeper-like games, that is the best we're gonna get for spiritual successors to the original. I'm still figuring this one out, though. It looks like you don't have to actually claim tiles, so that's a thing at least, but
There was now an area cleared for the brewery site, and with quick finger snaps from the Hand of Terror, the room stood ready.
build a brewery where your little snots can brew delicious beer. It is utterly inconceivable to expect your monsters to work without this. Fair enough.
But the recently built brewery lacked a brewing copper. With a sigh of resignation, the overworked evil set about taking care of that too.
Wait, what? Put a brew kettle into the brewery? Ah, so I've got to do... Wait, what am I supposed to do? Types of gold. You'll come across two types of gold underground, gold veins and rich gold veins. Gold veins can be removed quickly, much in the same way as normal walls, and provide you with a quick boost of gold for a short period of time. Rich gold veins last a longer period of time, but will only provide a small amount of gold each time. Ah, okay. Even an evil genius such as yourself can only control a certain number of creatures, as is shown by the population points at the top, in the middle. If you have reached the maximum limit, you will not be able to hire any additional creatures unless you first dismiss one. You can do this by picking up a creature and throwing it into the pit in your throne room. Alright, pretty standard. Oh, so in the okay. How do I rotate?
The hard-working evil effortlessly built a brewing copper so that delicious beer could be brewed as soon as possible. one of the little snots started working on the brewing copper. The nostalgic evil banished all thoughts of Oktoberfest and brass bands. Those would have to wait. More important tasks had to be completed first. Both beer and gold were now available in the dungeon, so it was time to hire some creatures to defend against greedy heroes or whatever else snuck around underground. At present, it was only simple orcs declaring undying loyalty to the ultimate evil. The rest of the horde was scattered to the winds.
Alright, so I need to hire some orcs, I guess?
Orcs were defensive close combat specialists, capable of dealing with many opponents. However, they were very vulnerable to ranged attacks. Payday!
What are you doing right now?
An eerie gong rang through the halls. It did not bode well for the ultimate evil's treasury stocks, for at each sounding of the gong, the creatures would collect their undeserved wages. However, there was little it could do about this, as it was chained to the throne. Thus, it had to give free rein to its servants' desires, for the time being at least.
Well, I'm not sure what these guys are doing exactly, but... Oh, I guess they are reinforcing the dungeon. Well, the balance of work is interesting in this so far.
Suddenly, one of the repellent evil servants became very thirsty. One louse-infested orc crawled up from the depths and declared allegiance to the ultimate evil. The first step towards the creation of a powerful army had been taken. The dungeon of the expansion-mad evil grew and prospered, but unfortunately, it had reached the maximum possible population it could currently manage. Now a creature would have to be thrown into the bottomless pit before any others could be brought in. The profound evil had had enough of dungeon sightseeing and now wanted to move to the surface to try a dish that is best served cold. Revenge. Some Alliance members were bound to be guarding the entrance to the overworld. A fine appetizer for a vengeful evil.
Okay. But why would I want to dismiss a creature?
The creature disappeared into the pit of uselessness with a long drawn and gradually diminishing. This particular act of wickedness brought a smile to the face of the ultimate evil.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just dig out this way. And figure out what's gonna happen from that. It's neat that I have control over what kinds of minions come into my dungeon.
That has to be a thing you have to do in the future.
The nameless evil's creatures came upon a spider's nest during their search for an entrance to the overworld. It would take more than one orc to smoke that out. The abysmal evil used the Hand of Terror to grab several of the creatures that were still completely inexperienced at fighting, and threw them onto the spider's nest.
Alright, get to killing them, I guess. Yeah, I'm loving this game too, Izo. I was told to skip the first game, and I
The strategically
definitely
well-versed
good
eagle
choice.
patted itself on the back, proud that it had led its troops into battle with such aplomb. And by led, I just simply mean chucking them at the enemy. The basics of a dungeon were now in place. However, the brewery was puny and didn't really have room to store beer barrels in, and the treasury was also anything but impressive in size. Quickly, the expansion-hungry evil set out to enlarge its dungeon.
Oh, I can apply this to, there. You get the, spider killer thing.
The evil has awoken, but its brothers are still asleep.
Huh? What on earth was that? That's not in my script. What a weirdo. No matter. We'd better get back to concentrating on the dungeon.
Yeah!
The eyes of the mentally challenged evil swept over one of the dungeon doors. It was child's play for the Hand of Terror to open and close these for its servants. They were, of course, firmly locked at all times to the enemy.
I think I might be, destroying this, mentor guy, though, because, yeah, he just insulted me, and we cannot allow that to happen.
It's payday.
Oh, I'm out of beer, it seems. Okay, so they wanted me to do more treasury here and here, it seems. They want me to expand my brewery. Yeah, it's definitely not keeping up with what they're wanting here.
Be right back.
Okay. I'm in need of a lot of gold. Uh-oh.
A huge monstrosity loomed out of the darkness on 8 legs. This dungeon's human guards had been ancient history for a long while. Now it was home to a huge spider and her brood. Would Sam and Frodo escape it and continue their journey to Mount Doom, or was this the
Wait, what?
end of the ring bearer? Hang on a minute, that's not the right text. Where were we? Oh yes, a huge spider, henceforth called the Spider Queen. it would be necessary to eliminate the Spider Queen before the horde could reach the surface. The Spider Queen sent forth a wave of her children. Of course, the ultimate evil was fully aware of this danger and immediately prepared to defend itself against them. At least, that's what I hope.
Okay. They, really have the humor on point with this game. Oh yeah, we need to get another crew kettle.
Of late, one of the creatures had come up with a plan to create a trade union and go on strike for better working conditions. Once he remembered exactly what the ultimate evil would do to him, the idea was quickly shelved.
How do I get rid of this thing? Or rotate stuff.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Alright, I think we're just gonna go and attack this Spider Queen.
The vile perversion, once called the Spider Queen, had nothing more with which she could fight the horde. Later, the sensitive evil would have her innards made into a lava lamp. The way to the surface was open. Now it was time to put those vengeance plans into practice. The vile evil wanted to take this opportunity to utter a really sinister laugh. But unfortunately, its physical state made this unviable. Instead, it asked the narrator to do a bit of sinister laughter on its behalf. Oh,
Oh my god.
here it goes. Deep breath.
Okay, this is... This is just... This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing.
The humor is so on point.
It really is.
Once the ultimate evil had escaped from the depths, still fettered to the throne, it traveled to wreak terrible vengeance on those who had done this, heavily supported by its little snots. The first target was Paladin Robert, now King of the Alliance. He had withdrawn to the quiet surroundings of his hunting lodge. There, he would be the perfect victim.
It is 100% nothing at all like the first game, but I am loving this one.
This is how a
According to
sequel should be.
scouts, King Robert spent most of his time strolling around his hunting lodge garden reciting poetry. Soon his poetry would turn into mournful ballads. The vengeful evil thirsted to defeat the Alliance's king and mount his head on the wall as a trophy. Whoops, of course, I really mean that he wanted to take all of King Robert's cookies away. Better play it safe, or the age classification folks will be after me. Before that, however, the ultimate evil had to do a bit of work on the dungeon. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to fund even a small army made up of a few orcs.
Oh, so there are 2 maps here.
Oh?
You have the underground map, and then you have the above ground.
Oh.
A neat way to put it. And this is the gateway to get up to the above ground. I see. We'll put a brewery over here.
Right now, the restricted evil was only able to call upon orcs and little snots. But there had been rumors that some goblins were hiding out in a cave somewhere close by. The exploratory evil would be sure to follow this line of inquiry.
Understood. It looks like we are limited to only 5 varieties of units, including the workers, which is a little disappointing. Like, we do seem to have Orc Chieftain and Orc Ironhide in addition to the regular orcs, but not as much creature variety as Dungeon Keeper or War for the Overworld. But the humor, just top-notch.
The strategy guidebook, Dungeons for Dummies, says, mountains don't always just consist of rocks and stone, but may also include natural as well as artificial caves and rooms. These usually contain treasures and dangers to make digging around underground more exciting. The first brewery was completed. Soon beer would be flowing like a river, and an Oktoberfest atmosphere would pervade all. Would the ultimate evil put the beer baron out of business? Ugh, such a duff reference.
Okay! They have definitely captured the vibes of the Stanley Parable with this as well.
The first treasury was completed. Soon greedy evil's little snots would fill it with gold. You know the golden rule, right? Whoever has the gold makes the rules. The ultimate evil should never forget to keep a watchful eye on its beer and gold stores. If its creatures can't help themselves whenever they need to, they will get angry. Fast.
Oh, looks like I've got some permanent gold over here. Or rather, the long-lasting stuff, not the actually permanent. But I need more gold before I can do anything.
The ultimate evil slowly made itself cozy underground. Although this was a sensible decision, there was a large and lovely overworld out there, just waiting to be destroyed.
The delighted
Payday.
evil greeted the alt pal. He was very glad to see alt pal approach in the chat.
Hiya, pal.
Hi, old pal.
Well, I mean, it is, you know, Halloween time. I gotta put on at least some of a costume, you know? I still don't have enough gold. We need more beer, so let's do another brewery in here. I discovered quickly before that the one was not enough. And apparently there are goblins about that I should go look for.
Well, I gotta go to bed, Master, now.
Very well, Ren. I hope you sleep well. Good
Thank
night,
you.
dear Ren. Good night.
Night, night, Master. I'm scared. Night, night, Brian. Night, night, Raijin.
Hello there, Pakesh, said the ultimate evil to the bear that has wandered into his dungeon. The ultimate evil reached out a hand to pet the epic, for they are a good puppy. The ultimate evil is simply glad to see you there, dear puppy. The ultimate evil has been satisfied very thoroughly with food and offerings.
The warmongering evil had hired the first orc. As ancient wisdom says, violence is a solution, usually the only one.
I approve of this notion. But then again, I am a warmongering evil.
Another orc entered the service of the military-savvy evil. The horde was growing and prospering.
The ultimate has found rats. The ultimate evil is eager to pet the rats.
The time to attack appeared to be right. On the surface, in the tavern of a small, miserable village, some adventurers gathered. They were acquiring Dutch courage for their visit to the dungeon by downing several beers. The dungeon had to be destroyed. The steady pounding in the rocks had given rise to overworld rumors of a new dungeon. A group of heroes set out to plunder its riches, and the ultimate evil was already looking forward to this visit. There are enemies in your dungeon.
Ah, the ultimate evil sees that pitiful humans have entered his dungeon. The warmongering evil shall deal with them aggressively.
The heroes didn't know what had hit them, as several orcs bore down from nowhere and annihilated them. This group of heroes had plundered their last dungeon, but there would be.
Rank up. Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Danny Cathrat raided my stream with 11 viewers.
The ultimate evil welcomes the Danica to this dungeon and hopes that he enjoys his stay, or she, and her raiders. Apologies, I'm not used to this kind of thing. But hello there! How was your stream, Danica? I hope you had a good time. I'm doing this game for the first time, and it is fantastic. And thank you, Shotfire. Yes. You've been doing a little joke with one of the players? Oh no. Do I want to know? To send a unit to the surface, grab it with the Hand of Terror and release it over the dungeon entrance. It will pass through the entrance and appear on the surface. Ah, I can grant somebody the title of the Ever Cheerful. Sure, have it, you lack. I have no idea, Danica.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Ah, very nice. By the way, would you like a regular shout out or a random clip from your channel brought up, Danica? And welcome in, everybody. I am Roz, and we are doing a game called Dungeons 2. This is my first time playing it, and so far it is wonderful. They've got a fantastic... It's like Dungeon Keeper meets Warcraft 3 meets Stanley Parable. It's great. Absolutely great. Ah, thank you all, pal. Now we're going to send our orcs to the surface. Hello there, bunny rabbit. Alright, you go pick that one up. What is going on with that clip? It is truly only fitting that we kill the cute bunny. For we are the ultimate evil. Ah, so you just embraced your true self. Understood. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Smash and burn and destroy and loot and...
A delicious rumble announced the fact that the village's last house had crashed to the ground. Ha! There would be no more heroes meeting there to seek out the dungeon of the destruction-hungry evil. The hunting lodge of King Robert lay in the north. It was there that the ultimate evil would finally get its long-awaited revenge. However, it looked pretty damn well guarded. Maybe it should first visit the cave to the west, inhabited by a clan of goblins, where the cunning evil could do a little negotiating.
Ah. I thought the goblins were underground. But no, they are over here. Enjoy your food, Danica. Hello there, goblin.
The goblin leader prostrated himself joyfully before the ultimate evil, and immediately dispatched 2 goblins into its dungeon with a few plans for a new room, a tinkerer's cave. This was built as quickly as possible.
Just nameless goblin leader.
After a little personal tasting session, you'll be pleased to hear that the beer in your breweries is not too bad at all.
I'm sorry that.
This game is amazing. And while they're on their way back here, let's expand our brewery first off. And then we'll make somewhere for our tinkerer shop thing that the goblins want. After all, I am nothing if not truly despicable. And as such, I will grant them their pitiful little wishes. Or else they will die in my service. One of the two.
It had probably slipped the ultimate evil's mind, but a new room is at its disposal. After it recalled this fact, it immediately set about building the room. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
How dare they? Yes! Farm the heroes for XP! It is a fitting use for them.
The Tinkerer's Cave was built. It could, however, only be used as a warehouse, as it lacked the workshop that the insidious evil's goblins needed. Quick as a flash, Evil placed a creator mat in the Tinkerer's Cave. A sparkling new creator mat graced the Tinkerer's Cave of the expansion-hungry evil. A goblin would be able to work well in here, producing toolboxes. A few of these boxes would now be needed in order to invent a trap. The moody evil waited patiently. Payday.
Really? You all go get to work and then immediately go for a payday? You aren't done with your job yet. Brian, how could you?
Wait, what? What did I do this time?
You've been silent. Plotting against me, I'm certain.
I am not plotting against you.
So you are plotting, though.
The downfall of my opponents in the game that I'm playing, yeah.
Suspicious. Oh, so I can put out an exploding treasure chest to entice heroes to, That's great. That is absolutely great.
Wait, so they'll be enticed by the treasure chest and in doing so explode.
Well, yeah, the treasure chest explodes on them.
Very nefarious and intriguing as well.
It's amazing. Are there more arrows? No. Looks like we're good. They are talking to each other. How dare they? Having pleasant little conversations just outside my territory. Smash this to bits!
The fortress could already be made out in the distance. The walls were lined with crossbowmen. A head-on assault would undoubtedly prove suicidal here.
Well, I guess we gotta find a different route. Is that a good goblin?
The horde
One that
came
is
across
against
a stray
me?
goblin by the roadside, who apparently constituted the sad remains of one of the hunting lodge's attack units. This miserable being joined the army of the powerful evil with a grateful whimper.
Aw, okay. They're friendly to me. Good. They will serve me well. Can I go across the river here? No. They said not to do a headlong assault, but I don't exactly see any other options.
Undeterred, and completely ignoring the words of the narrator, Goofy Evil sent its army forwards. The crossbow archers on the walls got themselves ready.
I would love to have another option. I guess I'll send them home for now.
send them home without pay, though, so then you don't have to worry.
Well, no, I'm not sending them home without pay. Ah, good point, Epic. Might be the way I need to go.
Joke.
As cowardly as the goblins were, their creativity more than made up for this. They proudly presented the treacherous evil with their plan for a devious trap. With a silent, evil cackle, it quickly buckled down to setting the trap.
Well, where is it going to set this trap? Ah, that's how I set up traps. Okay.
The throne room is under attack.
Fetch! Rar, rar, rar. The fetch is cute. I really need to find another way to... Ah! I just hit R. Okay. Okay, let's place these down and see what happens. Fetch, cutie. Yes, you are. So, gotta wait for that trap to be placed.
Job done. The trap was finished and ready to be found by a hero. This is going to be so much fun. Just at that moment, a particularly powerful dwarf warrior appeared in the dungeon. How had he suddenly arrived at this precise time was indeed most odd, but his presence was more than welcome. He was going to be a guinea pig for the trap. Even this strong dwarf warrior didn't stand a chance against the treacherous traps and powerful monsters of the invincible evil. He bit the dust. So much for a game of dwarves. The dungeon's defenses were now clearly much improved, but the hunting lodge still remained well protected and impregnable. There was nothing that the ultimate evil could do. The task was impossible. So the evil withdrew, bent and broken, let feelings of revenge ebb away, and instead took up looking after those cute, teeny-weeny
Okay.
trees. What are they called again? Bonsai, yes, that's it. The end. Pretty unsatisfactory, huh? Of course, that wasn't the end. In reality, the indefatigable evil paid the goblin cave another little visit. The goblin leader would hopefully spit out something useful after a few more slaps.
Ah, so now I'm literally... I need to go beat up the goblin leader. Got it. Let's do this. We'll beat up Brian
The
while we're at it.
expansion-driven evil couldn't wait to explore the further possibilities of the Tinkerer's Cave. In particular, a hospital seemed a useful way to cure its ailing units. It set about asking for this to be researched.
Well, first we're gonna go beat up the goblin chieftain, then we'll worry about whatever that was.
A few hard slaps were enough to motivate the leader of the goblins to help the ultimate evil. As it transpired, there was an old tunnel which had been previously used as an escape route. This connected the goblin cave with the vaults of the hunting lodge. The goblin leader voluntarily made a goblin assassin available to the hard-hitting evil to help infiltrate the lodge.
Ah. Not exactly certain where this guy's at the moment, but...
The cheerful evil was pleased with this support. An assassin was a decent melee fighter, but its actual strength lay in its ability to make itself invisible. This was, of course, tested out immediately.
Ah.
Despite the powerful invisibility skill, it was advisable for the ultimate evil to be cautious. Some opponents had such highly trained observation skills that they were actually able to see invisible units. A locked door prevented the assassin from progressing. It would have taken a long time for him to have opened it with sheer brute force using weaponry. Thankfully, he had a suitable skill with which he could deactivate doors, and more importantly, traps.
Okay.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. The on-the-ball evil recognized that the warrior princess there was extremely powerful. The goblin assassin would be best advised to avoid any contact with her.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The throne room is under attack.
Very big uh-oh. Alright, we got them back here. Die! Okay, you. Alright. What the heck is your patrol route?
A Gobobot was being forced to make miserable repairs in the lodge. A brief feeling of what it thought might be sympathy passed through the sensitive evil, but this actually turned out to be a mighty belch. Naturally, it would free the useful Gobobot anyway.
What are you on about? Kill the door guard to free... Oh, this guy. Okay, I see. How is this
It's
guy supposed
payday.
to be able to take this guy on by himself? Hello there, Fru. Ah, there it goes.
Elated by the assassin's attempt at rescuing it, the Gobobot joined the horde and succeeded in showing its tormentors a real hot time. Its ability to more or less ignore range damage and set fire to large areas would come in very handy.
Oh, crap. Oh, there goes my...
The negligent evil promptly allowed the only really vital unit to this mission to die. The goblin leader sighed and put his second best assassin at evil's disposal at the basement exit.
Oh my god. This game is amazing. I am loving this so much.
The hunting lodge was completely destroyed. The vengeful evil gave itself a very self-satisfied pat on the back. The time was right to concentrate on King Robert. He was in his renowned garden reciting his much less renowned love poems.
A
Lyrically
resplendent
challenged evil had no
offering.
time for poetry and would soon make this tangibly clear to
Isoff
him.
tipped $50. Evil donation to fund more evil.
Oh, thank you so very much for that tip, Iso. Thank you so much for that support and helping out. We are doing Dono Doodles, so if you would like a doodle, send me 3 words, ref and a ref on Discord. They are $25 each. It does have to be safe for work because they, you know, they're probably going to be done on stream, but yeah, send that and I'll get you added to the list. And thank you again so much for that support. It's a huge, huge help. I have no idea, Epic. I'm being as thorough as I can think to be, but I think I am going to send my troops underground again, though, to go and clear out that warrior princess or whatever they've got down there.
Roses are red, dandelions are yellow. Why don't you write a poem yourself in jello? Brilliant! But could come across in the wrong way. Try again. Roses are red, tulips are
Yeah, we're gonna go kill some guards and stuff down here. Hello, wild warrior princess! You, do a lot of damage there. And you apparently also really want this one particular goblin.
It's payday.
I do not have a hospital yet. Oh no! She killed the goblin! But we killed her in the end. Hooray! I was hoping I'd get an
Yippee.
achievement for that. Alright, let's see what we need to do to research. Ah, research new rooms. While I'm at it, I should probably make an actual, dig out a space for it. We'll make this into our hospital. I'm beginning to think that these ones are infinite gold.
The charitable evil had researched the hospital. This would enable its units to quickly recover from their injuries, once it had been built, that is. The caring evil had good-naturedly built a hospital for its suffering creatures. It, however, still lacked a hospital bed. Little Snots would then bring any units there that had been injured in the dungeon.
I guess I only have 2 directions I'm allowed to place this. Okay.
The first hospital bed had been built. Wounded units could now be healed in the hospital. Little Snots would also be able to bring defeated creatures here, so that they could be nursed back to health.
There we go. Well, they are recovering their health slowly. But they are recovering.
It's payday.
Ugh! Going in and taking my gold. Who do they think they are? Just waiting for them to all heal up. Well, that wasn't what I meant to do, but I don't care. I'm done waiting anyways. To battle! Down with the king! The false king, of course. Oh, it's gonna be great at watching his little garden turn to destruction and death. Maybe it'll turn into a graveyard, and we can bury him there. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yep. Eliminating them all.
The king was accompanied by a pixie who was able to cast powerful healing magic. Any direct attack would be suicidal. Mercifully, the omniscient and helpful narrator was at hand. He pointed out to the impatient evil that the pixie went off from time to time in order to check that all was well, and much more importantly, eat her supper in a little camp to the south.
Ah.
The pixie buzzed over.
Die, pixie!
Ultimate evil prepared an ambush. One would think that killing a fragile flying being wouldn't be rocket science. But an incredibly incompetent evil had taken far too long in doing so and had startled a few guards into action.
Oh! No, don't kill the fox! Aww.
The annoying little pixie had spoken her last healing spell. The crafty-minded evil sculpted a fan from her wings. Now it was time to look for King Robert and ensure his early demise.
Yep, backstab the pixie.
Roses are red, violets are green. If you will not say yes, then I will be mean. It's good to be king. Roses are red, and I don't have an ogre.
What is back here? Anything I can interact with? No, I cannot. Farewell! Kill the king!
King Robert fell, and the ultimate evil had received its well-deserved revenge. But there were still many more heroes out there who deserved to bite the dust. Their time would come. The demigod Krotos, one of the sniveling cowards who had banished the ultimate evil, had just marched his alliance army out of the swamplands to fight the snake-like Nagas. The ultimate evil wanted to teach him the full futility of war by ensuring his untimely passing. Besides, the Nagas could prove to be valuable allies.
Wow. Very nice. Unfortunately, though, everybody, I think that this is where we're going to be calling it on this game or calling it on the stream for this evening. Thank you all so much for joining us today for Dungeons 2. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to help out the channel, though you can also do so by tipping to the channel directly, grabbing merch over at zgfgaming.store, or commissioning one of the artists that I manage for. Their details are at zgf.art. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Adios.